Stephanie Mielke here, aka Keto Mom, or often called mom, sis, Steffi, daughter, wife, aunt, and friend. Just like many of you, I carry a lot of titles. My favorite title is mom. I should probably say wife, which takes a lot of my time. But let's be honest, if you want to do something and do it well, you will make the time for it. Commitment is hard because we find ourselves overcommitted, but when you practice prioritizing, you will find out what is actually important and what you can let go. With the Keto Mom podcast, you will learn together how to manage our time, commit to the most important things in life, and I will equip you with the tools you need to feel qualified each step of the way. My name is Stephanie Mielke, and welcome to the Keto Mom Secrets podcast. Hello, welcome to the Keto Mom page. My name is Stephanie, and we are going through the book called Awareness Revolution. Here on the page, it's all about awareness and different areas of your life. It is written by me and my husband. And as we're going through it, I'm just giving you some tips and just some things to think about. So let me know this. Where are you tuning in from? I'm tuning in from Minnesota. When I woke up this morning, the fog was so thick you couldn't even see very much past the deck. It was a foggy morning here in Minnesota. Actually quite chilly, which is crazy. It's fast how quick the seasons change. So tell me where you're tuning in from. Hello, Cleo and Sherry and Brittany and Brittany. Hello, Brittany. I saw Brittany and then Brittany again. All right. Today's topic. Good morning. All right. I was just reading where y'all are from. So here's what I have been doing. For the last 2 years, I've been going through books to give you some questions and things to think about, to open up your mindset, to help you realize that your thoughts become things. Your thinking is powerful. And oftentimes, so many of us are on autopilot. We don't pay attention to our thoughts. We don't realize how it's affecting our life. We don't take into account the small things that become very, very big. And so we're going to talk about, here's the chapter. The chapter is called The Power of Small Steps. And you might go, all right, Steph, I get it. I've heard people say that. I want to ask you if you've really heard people say that, or what does that mean? So in general, something that we write about in the book is we say, my husband and I, oftentimes, I honestly believe that these huge monumental leaps, these huge, like, oh my goodness, I can't believe you did that. And it sounds so big, right? You look at people and you're like, how did you do that? Or you're glorified for doing something, this crazy thing. But honestly, if you're making a change, right? Maybe you're looking at a friend and you're like, how did you do the keto diet for a week? How did you do that cold turkey? How did you give up drinking or smoking? Like, we look at people and we think of this one big act and we think, I can't believe they did that, or that's so awesome they did that. I could never do that. And in general, I want you to realize we've done a book here on this page called The Compound Effect. We've done lots of books here. You can always go to ketomomsecrets.com and click on book club. But in general, I wanted to remind you today the power of small steps, the power of going, you know what? I said this yesterday, and I think I put it in the title of this video. And I said, I need you to learn how to enjoy the process. If you don't enjoy the process, and if your goal isn't to do the process, really the likelihood of you hitting the goal is unlikely. When somebody comes running out of the gate and they do keto, I get it all the time. I hear messages about this all the time. I'm doing keto. I've got all of the perfect foods and all of the things, and they usually end up quitting after a couple weeks, right? So we've done a book called The Compound Effect. We've talked about the power of small steps. And today I just thought I would remind you that maybe you want to get healthier or stronger or be, better financially or have a better marriage or better relationship with your kids. What is one thing you can do? One thing. If all we're doing is talking about your health today, I like to break people's health steps or getting healthier or them just getting started in 7 steps. And the first thing I'll talk about is water intake. It seems so simple, right? I'll say, all right, what are you drinking? What's in your shaker cup? Let's talk about just what you're drinking. Once we work through that, we go to the next step. And that would be, we talk about drinking ketones. After drinking ketones, we dive into very simple meals. We talk about moving their body. Like I broke it down to 7 steps. I have a 7-day habit. I have a 7 habit tracker. Oh my goodness. It's a habit, 7 habits. If you've never seen it, it is, let me know if you want the tracker, just post tracker below. But the power of small steps is the power. What happens is, and you probably know this, when you do something consistently over time and your goal is, I'm just going to drink water. I'm just going to drink water. I'm going to reduce my sugary drinks by 1 less sugary drink. Over the course of time, it's incredible. In that book, The Compound Effect, he talked about 3 friends and how one friend just made a couple little choices. He ate like 100 less calories, moved for 15 minutes, and then he did one more thing. One friend did nothing and stayed the same. And one friend added in 100 calories. Doesn't seem like a lot. And sat around a lot more, watched one more movie. And over the course of a year, one lost, I think it was 30 or 40 pounds. One gained it. One stayed the same, but just wasn't happy. I'm telling you, that was really rude. I'm suggesting to you that if you want true long-lasting change in your life, you'll look at it with the power of small steps, one thing at a time. I'm going to scroll through and look at kind of all the things that we wrote. I'm not going to read the stories to you, but I'll tell you this. It's defining what you want. It is enjoying the process, and it's being okay with realizing it's going to take a year. If I were to say it's going to take you a year to hit your health goals, would you stick with it, one small change at a time, or would you just throw your hands up in the air and be done? Because, there's so many things. The small steps do matter. The one thing does matter. And I feel like I'm a broken record often, but the instant gratification of the things that we want today has really ruined people for their mindset and understanding that, listen, things you don't need, you're not going to get it overnight. Your body isn't going to transform overnight. And I know you know this, but somebody needs a reminder that I promise you, if you stick with little steps every single day, I'm going to drink my water in the morning. I switch something. I actually don't grab my ketones right away in the morning. I grab water and electrolytes, and I don't drink any ketones or caffeine for 2 hours after I wake up. And there's a reason for it. It's a scientific reason, and I have to find the video. I feel like I'm just rambling. Here's what we have. I have some life-changing questions out of the book. And if you want the questions, you can post PDF below and I'll send these to you. But it's simple things like, what small step can you take today that aligns with your biggest goal? So if you were to say, all right, Steph, here's one thing that I have to do. One thing. Is it drink more water? Is it move your body? Is it go to the gym 3 to 5 days a week? What is one thing you can commit to for the rest of the month? The rest of the month. One thing. Oh, Andrew Huberman. That's it. Yes. Okay, Brittany, that's who I was watching, Andrew Huberman. You can go to YouTube. And he talks about the power of what you need right away in the morning. He talks about taking in the sunlight. There's so many things. If you look at anybody's routine, and they've been doing it for a while, it can seem overwhelming. If you can go, I can do this one thing and make a one shift, and I do it for long enough. Like, I didn't go straight to my ketones. Maybe if I was a coffee drinker, I wouldn't have gone straight to my coffee. I'm legitimately having water and electrolytes for the first 2 hours of my morning. It's a shift. Doesn't seem like a big shift. What is it going to do? I need to go watch his podcast again about what it does for your body. Look at Brittany watches all of his videos. He's very wise. My husband watches all of them. I actually don't. I just listen to my husband. My husband tells me what he's doing. So what is one small step that you can take today that will align with your biggest goals? What is one thing? And you don't have to tell me. But if you want to post it below, you can. Otherwise, I would encourage you to think of that. I also have 4 other questions I'll send to you today. The thought today is this: small steps do matter, and they compound over time. And it's going to be more likely that you stick with it than if you just dive into everything head first, and then you probably will end up quitting after a couple weeks. So here's the deal. I'm always here to help. If you need help with food or any keto low carb question, ask your questions below, send me a message, reach out. You can always go to ketomomsecrets.com and click on how to get started. We've got a foods list, we've got ketones, we've got book clubs, and so much more. ketomomsecrets.com. Otherwise, I hope you have an absolutely incredible day. Today is a big day in our home. It is a big day in our town because it is the week of the fair. And if you're not a fair goer, our town in Minnesota has the largest county free fair in all of Minnesota. So it's not a state fair, it's a free local county fair. You guys, probably because I graduated from here, so I see everybody that I graduated with, and I know a lot of people in town, but it is so fun. So you are going to be seeing us at the fair. I'll be posting some fun videos and pictures of suggested foods for you, for those who are like, what are you going to eat at the fair? I usually get Euro meat. It's so fun. It's so fun. So I'll make some fun food posts all about it. Have a wonderful morning. Thank you for tuning in. Good morning, Rosalie. Good to see you. And I'm always here to help. Send me a message. I hope you have a wonderful morning. Oh, and my daughter's taking her drivers behind the wheel. I mean, she's got to drive. Well, Minnesota, there's a rule. You have to drive with a licensed driver so they can teach you better how to park for 6 hours. So she's got to do 2 today, tomorrow, and the next day. Then she will take her test in September, and then we're moving in September. And you might be like, wait, what? What did I miss? Our family is moving. I haven't really made a huge post about it. I've just been randomly telling people as I choose to tell them. So we are moving to Florida from Minnesota. It's a lot for people to be like, wait, what? If you've been invested in our family or you know our family, I keep having people send me messages and saying, why are you leaving that home? What are you doing? And I'll tell you this, we're super excited. We're moving specifically for church. We're moving for our kids to get plugged in and to do some really cool leadership things in their youth. And we love Florida. We love the ocean. We love the weather. So there's lots of reasons. It'll be fun. If you live in Wellington, Florida, we can be friends, or West Palm Beach, or anywhere around there. So thank you for tuning in. Yes, Brittany, you are. Have a wonderful morning, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.